سلام سلام خوب هستین؟ پیرو مسائل چند قومی و از اینجور حرفا. Good evening, ladies and Gentiles. How are you doing? And all the people in between. My name is Arash Shahriare. It's been like this for the last pretty much 34 years. I changed my middle name at some point, just so you know that, yeah, we never had middle name in my country, but when we applied for a green card, they put my father's name as my middle name, which I changed it because I found it very inappropriate. Anyways, you know, I wanted to make this recording because this is very interesting for me, and I'm very happy about this. There's this man, his name is Max Amini, and he's a very funny man, more or less. I really like his videos. I was watching. I just want to shout out, say, you know what, even though I could probably do a better job than you do, of course, but, you know, yeah, I know, put your mouth where your skills are, I guess, so but that's fine now. He's, you know, it make me very happy when I watch his video. You know, also Maz Jobrani and the other comedians. You know, comedy is always good, no matter what and how. It's just that when he gets a little bit, how do you say it, a very natural sense into it, especially, you know, it's kind of especially when it comes, you know, you have a sense like where you come from, your background, your original thing. Like Maz Jobrani, you know, the other guy, freakishly like Omi Jalili, they tend to be more like an English-speaking world. But this guy, you know, tries to also cater to the freakishly, if you will, like the Iranians who come from the Iran originally, and it's pretty cool. You know, I really liked it.
Sure, thank you very much. Oh, Max Amini, we love you. Really, we like you very much. I mean, you're a fucking motherfucker, but you're a good motherfucker. Like, you fucking good, okay?
Oh my god, this fucking jackass put his lights. Yeah, fuck. Man, you know, I'm sorry. Speaking of which, man, am I the only person who really feels like a fucking bullshit when he sees, you know, these lunar lights? I've talked about this before many times, man. No, I'm sorry. It's funny, when I start a video, especially when I'm outside, interesting enough, I suddenly come up with some themes to talk about. Yes, like I said, these people, man, I don't know, am I the only one, or there are people out there who also, you know, if you get to watch this, my videos don't get any views usually, but I don't know, maybe if it's looking forward, maybe 25 years from now, some people actually get to watch my videos, and I still like to check out the comments. You know, feel free to leave comments. Am I the only one, or do you guys also feel there are people out there who, when they see like this light, you know, it's like a lunar thing, they also get fucking shitty and like a bluish shade, you know? Does that also bother you people as well? Because it really goes on I mean, it's just like the most tiresome thing for me. It's just like terrible, like really bad. Also, I like to talk about two other subjects. You know, staring is not a really good thing. So, you know, a lot of people, they think I think they're very smart-assed, you know, if I really have to use it. When I used to live in Virginia, especially Northern Virginia, you don't really find cars that are tinted, especially like heavily, like to the extent, let's just maybe if there's such a tint, you know, it tends to be like a rear seat, basically. The front seat, I don't remember seeing the tinted, basically, you know, windows on the front vehicles in Virginia, especially talking about Fairfax County or that vicinity that's like in Northern Virginia speaking. But if there were such a thing, it was like a very light, or really never saw it, you know, that's like a really big thing. But what's funny is that that Northern Virginia is just like a very, very isolated case, and I've been to numerous other states, and it's a whole different thing. So people have this thing, and I can imagine often they do stare at you out of their thing, and they feel like you can't see them, which is cool, but it's just not right. It's just like kind of like, you know, like, you know, in our culture, Iranian culture, which is so weird because it seems like you guys don't feel that way. Like if you're talking to somebody and you're wearing sunglasses, that's just like the most fucking, like, it's really offensive. Yeah, you know, you don't want to be talking to somebody wearing sunglasses. You know, that's just like, literally just means for no reason showing them your finger and just telling them in their face you want to fuck their mother. Like, I mean, it's just really, really bad. Like, I don't know how to really try to relate that to you guys. This country, I've seen often people do that, and that's the same concept when you have tinted windows. You know, I mean, obviously it's your private thing, but I mean, it's your private thing. I mean, it's a car, and you drive around in the public, and you know, you're sharing your spot with other people. You know, your house is a whole different scenery than fucking your car. You know. Now, I don't want to get really deep into it, and you know, whatever. But the thing about it, the reason I mention it is that oftentimes people walk out their cars or something, and you see the dude can't help himself, and he's just staring at you. He's like, okay, I mean, you know, I know I'm a clown, of course, but you know, you really have to stare at people. You know, at least you want to stare at people. You think I'm a very humorous or very amusing person, it would be okay if you want to come and say, yo, bro, you want some money?
Well, a couple of dollars for you, bro. You're very talented. You're number one. I like you so a lot. I'm personally a big fan, even though I just met you 2 minutes ago. But I can tell that you are a very skilled clown. So here's $2 for you. As a... as a reward for your skills and your talents and the fact that you will continue work. I know that there are people who appreciate your work, even though maybe 25 years from now that...
And isn't it often the time? I mean, if you pay attention, all the real artists, you know, they got paid really about... If you're looking at it, you know, after the death, you know, that was a time that, you know, after the death, actually, they became famous. You know, it's just like, this man, this is Van Gogh, Giboxil... You know, the poor man, you know, after he died, 50 years after, all of a sudden somebody notices his fucking painting. Is like, this is so cool. But, sorry, I'm gonna buy your painting and I'll sell it for 20 times, if not 20 million times more expensive, and I become famous instead of you. How cool is that? Maybe you could thank me for that. The other thing I want to talk about, given that this very short last 2 minutes after I started this video happened, I'm sorry, I really have to say, in this country of United States of America, what is this? You drive these big ass cars, especially these trucks, man. You know, I know I'm a very sensitive person. This is the reality, and I don't want to be too bitchy, and I don't want to, like, God forbid, try to change people's ways or exert my opinion on other people. I definitely don't want. But I mean, what I'm saying is that, you know, I don't understand these trucks or these big cars, especially trucks that I see, and you can tell, you know, if a truck that you use is meant for a work purpose, you know, oftentimes you can see the car is like, you know, it's got some fucking... a little debris, a little, you know, dirt on it. You know, when you see a perfectly clean truck, you know, it just makes you raise your eyebrows and say, obviously, you don't use this truck for any work. So why the fuck are you driving this truck around for no fucking reason, dude? You know, I mean, this just shows that you're such a gigantically skilled idiot. That's really one notion into it, and that's the only thing it is. If that's what you're trying to prove, I give you a thumbs up, man. Like this. I like the fact that in my country, it makes me subconsciously feel good when I show this to people. Because, you know, in my country, that means up your ass. Really, that's what it means. Yeah, I give you this. Really, great job, you know. And a lot more than great job. So, what is this culture of yours, man? You know, come on, man. Is this supposed to be like show your manhood or something? Because this is so sick, man. You know, this. And funny is that when I came to this country, I actually within a year or two I met basically I became somehow acquainted with few Americans, and they told me the same story where they feel like, you know, the people who drive these big cars, that means they're just so stupid. That's really what it is. This is so stupid, man. I mean, come on, man. You see the dude, you know, he's got fucking, you know, bald head, you know, he's just got a little bit of musculine body, you know, it's just like, okay, I go to the gym and fucking, you know, yeah, okay. You know, it really all means one thing. You're so stupid and you're so fucking confident about yourself. You're trying to boost your self-image through these stupid things. I don't care if the bitches are out there who dig you so bad and they're fucking open their legs for you so liberally and so basically on a short notice. I don't do that kind of shit. That's so stupid, you know? Come on, man. I mean, you know, fucking crap, man. Yeah, the dude is coming back, you know. He got out his fucking truck. He's got a fucking big-ass body. It's not really big, but, you know, obviously, I guess. And trust me, he's still staring at me, you know. And if you tell him something, he's gonna go nuts. He's gonna go, oh, whoa, blah, 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 blah. Yes. People do click with each other very comfortably, you know. Seems like I don't click with anybody in this world. How cool is that? And he's driving this truck with the lunar light, son of a gargle. Seriously, Griffin gargle. And with the race chassis, it only sends out one pure message, and guess what? Him and his buddy have one thing in common. They're both driving a fucking car that has a lunar light on it. I mean, you know, I know these things can maybe, I don't know if they do or not. I think that there's a lot of things that people, maybe they care, not worth of their time and energy to try to put out. I don't never get engaged in people's, I've made some comments online about it. I know there are people so stupid to do it. Obviously, they don't have a sense. One time I told a dude, who was actually an Asian guy, and he told me, oh, dude, I've been driving this for the last 5 years. Nobody ever said a thing to me, okay? Okay. How cool is that? Well, great for you and those people. Seems like, yeah, we have a lot of insensitive people like you around. You know, this is, whatever, man. I don't want to be whatever, you know, because I think maybe you understand where I'm going with this. You know, if this really bothers you, and I understand how painful things could be potentially, and pain is bad for me, I don't want to say something that bothers you, even though it really bothers me. Even though oftentimes I really try to fucking but yeah, speaking of people, whatever, they do a lot of shit things, and they feel very comfortable getting away with it. And if you say something, basically they want to have it their own thing, and nobody's basically they do a lot of shitty things, which is technically actually hurtful towards other people, like the way they drive and the way they do things and all that shit. And they want people to be totally cool with that and don't mind it. But if you actually act a certain way or something, they're very quick to go very judgmental, and very quick to freakishly even act up on it, or, you know, whatever. Come on, man. You know, these are all fucking... You have a lot of sick people, especially in this country, man, you know, and I guess I just happen to come across them very frequently, and just takes different things into it. But yeah, man, today, yesterday was the, what do you call the, Exodus? We call it, Yalda. It's an Arabic word, apparently, actually, which I'm very disappointed, but, well, it was also a different name for it. It's called Shabechelle, you know, that would be another word for it, but Yalda is the most popular way to reference it. This basically means, you know, commemorating the longest night of the year, after which actually the days start prolonging, and there's a climax of it basically. So to all fellow Iranians who can afford to excuse me, to celebrate the holidays, the Iranian holidays. They say that, you know, basically, I hope you have great holidays. Be thoughtful of other people. You know, it doesn't ever hurt to be considerate of other people. We used to have a much better society in Iran, and it hurts me so bad, you know. I'm not talking about America, I'm talking about Iran, where people... I never did that because I left Iran when I was 17, but I used to care, and I still, I mean, I say I used to, I care a lot about people, for good or bad. Matter of fact, probably actually I care too much about people, which you might actually say that is not good either, but simple said, no, people used to go visit, you know, hospitals, you know, people who were give money away, care for other people, you know, tend to the needy, you know, do what they can for the society, and welfare is a big deal in Iran, basically, or used to be, excuse me. So how do you say that? You know, there's so many different things about it, but be cool with each other, you know, be nice to each other, man. A little thing goes a long way, let's just put it that way. If you actually see somebody in pain, try to basically involve yourself in their pain, you know. Ignoring other people's pain, it doesn't make life easier for you or other people in the short run or long run. I don't know how much you capture what I say, but I've noticed in America especially, people, it's a very consensus culture where they want to enjoy themselves, which is cool, and they want to hang around with people who are on the same level within that private space of themselves, which share that kind of interest in that certain way to entertain themselves and pleasure themselves. And if there's anybody that is outside that premise and that proximity, they're like very quick to try to do whatever they can to toss them out of their surrounding, if that's something that really bugs them and bothers them. You know, this is really, I've noticed very strongly in America, and it really concerns me, because how can you be so indifferent about other people? I don't know, you really think that's a very stupid argument to pull. I'm just saying, you know, you're just like them, you know, and if you, speaking of which, I really have to say that, man, you know, in America, you know, you have all kinds of people who live on the street for a variety of different causes, and a lot of times I've noticed that people, they seem clean, they seem together. It's just that at the end of the day, technically they're homeless. They live in shelters, or, you know, basically they even, you know, maybe they panhandle, they ask for money, stuff like that, which raises the question in your head. It's like, dude, you look together, you know, what's going on with your ass? But the thing about it, no, it's all some kind of issues, you know. Nobody wants to live on the street. I don't care how cool it is. Live in shelters, wherever that is, you know. Maybe for short term, if there is really a good reason for it, even if it's for a pure adventure, yeah, well, somebody do it, but there's nothing interesting to live on shelters or anything like that, you know. And trust me, whoever lives on the street or in shelters, whatever crap that is, if they don't have a stable housing, trust me, something is wrong with that guy. I mean, that is, you know, they have an issue which is worth caring for, tending to, you know what I mean? getting involved with them, trying to associate with them, help them out, bring them back to the world. And a little touch goes a long way, trust me. You know, if you just give people a sense of support that, you know, in a community there is support for them, they're involved in your world too, in the society, you know, instead of just trying to turn them out and turn them away, basically, you know, this is not a way you handle things. I don't know why in this country especially there's such a consensus of perspective towards like homeless people, whatever. I'm just saying generally, you know. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Love each other, man, you know, and love is an amazing thing, you know, and trust me, it doesn't matter whether it will come back to you or not. I can tell you one thing, you will derive pleasure from it. It will make you happy regardless. When you do something good to other people, it will make you happy. Have a blessed life, man. Let's just put it that way.